Hello friends, in this video we are going to see the 50 Kenyan Shilling standard circulation banknote, which was launched in the years from 2003 to 2010 by the government of the Republic of Kenya. These banknotes were printed by the Central Bank of Kenya and were printed at De La Rue, which is also known as Thomas De La Rue or Thomas De La Rue and Company, TDLR, London, United Kingdom. Now let us see the physical structure of the banknote. It is a rectangular-shaped banknote made from paper material. It is printed using the intaglio technique, that is, raised printing technique, which can be felt by soft touch on the note surface. The predominant color of the banknote is brown color. The size of the banknote is 138 mm by 72 mm. The banknotes printed in the years from 2003 to 2004 were printed without cornerstone watermark, and the banknotes printed from the year 2005 were printed with cornerstone watermark. Now let us discuss the obverse side of the banknote. When the note is observed from the left to right side, we can see that it has a denominational numeral 50 in English on all the four corners of the note. Next, it has the date of printing of the note. Next, it has a watermark, which consists of the image of an African lion head, and the value of the note 50 in electrotype. Next, it has an image of an African lion head. Next, it has an elephant as a see-through registration, which can be seen on both sides of the note. Next, at the center, it has an intaglio portrait of Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, the first president of the Republic of Kenya, who is lauded as the father of the nation. Next, it has an image of Mount Kenya as background image. It is the highest mountain in Kenya, and the second highest, after Mount Kilimanjaro in neighboring Tanzania, in Africa. Next, it has the text Benki Kuu ya Kenya in Swahili language. Next, below the text, it has the text Central Bank of Kenya in English language. Next, it shows the emblem, coat of arms, of Republic of Kenya, which features two lions, which is a symbol of protection, holding spears and a traditional East African Maasai shield. The shield and spears symbolize unity and defense of freedom. The shield contains the national colors, representing black for the people of Kenya, red for the bloodshed during the struggle for freedom, green for the agriculture and natural resources, white for unity and peace. On the shield is a rooster holding an axe while moving forward, portraying authority, the will to work, success, and the break of a new dawn. The shield and lion stand on a silhouette of Mount Kenya containing in the foreground examples of Kenya agricultural produce, that are coffee, pyrethrum, sisal, tea, maize and pineapples. The coat of arms is supported by a scroll upon which is written the word Harambee. In Swahili, Harambee means all pull together or all for one. Next, below the emblem, coat of arms, of Republic of Kenya, it has the lettering legal tender for 50 shillings in English. Next, below the lettering, it has the denominational value Shilingi Hamsini in Swahili. Next, below the denominational value, it has the lettering the first president of Kenya, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta in English. Next, it has the lettering for the board of directors in English, and it also has the signatures of the governor of the Central Bank of Kenya and the board member. Next, it has a windowed security thread, which is an embedded metallic thread running vertically. The thread is imprinted with the demetallized letters CBK and the numeral 50 in an alternating pattern, and when the note is seen in light, the thread is visible from both sides of the note. Next, it has a latent image patch, which shows the denominational numeral of the note 50 in English. The latent image patch also glows brightly under ultraviolet light. Next, it has asymmetrical serial numbers in English, in which the asymmetrical serial numbering style has progressively larger digits in adjacent positions. The serial numbers are printed vertically in red fluorescent ink on the top left side, and printed horizontally in black magnetic ink on the bottom right side of the note. And next, it has microtext in lettering BKYK in Swahili language, in lettering Central Bank of Kenya in English language, and in lettering Peace, Love, Unity in English language. Now let us discuss the reverse side of the banknote. When the note is observed from the left to right side, we can see that it has a denominational numeral 50 in English on all the four corners of the note, and next, at the center, it features the central picture, which consists the images of Mombasa Tusks Monument and a camel caravan or dromedary caravan. Mombasa Tusks, Elephant Tusks Monument is located in Moi Avenue, formerly Kilindini Road, Mombasa, Kenya. The Mombasa Tusks form a monument over Moi Avenue, a major thoroughfare in Mombasa, Kenya. Built in the 1950s to commemorate visits by the British royal family, the monument originally comprised two wooden structures resembling tusks. Nowadays, there are 4 aluminium tusks in an M shape. The monument is under the jurisdiction of the National Museums of Kenya, in addition to the city's municipal government. The Mombasa Tusks were originally constructed in 1952 by the British administration of the Colony and Protectorate of Kenya, commemorating the visit of Queen Elizabeth II to the city. Made of wood and canvas, they were erected on the Kilindini Road, as Moi Avenue was then called, which led to the Queen's residence at the Mombasa Yachting Club, or simply Mombasa Club, situated next to Huru Garden. There were originally just 2 tusks over Moi Avenue, which was then a 1-lane road. However, it later expanded to 2 lanes, and a new set of tusks were built in 1956 by the municipal council. Another reason for the refurbishment was the visit of Princess Margaret to the region in that year. A few meters away from the site of the original monument, the 4 new tusks, 2 over each lane, are made of weather-resistant aluminium. The tusks coincidentally form the shape of the letter M, the first letter in Mombasa. Dromedary caravans in Kenya refer to both traditional nomadic transport and modern initiatives, like the Uasongiro Camel Caravan, which uses camels for conservation awareness, community dialogue, and peace-building efforts along the Uasongiro River. They also refer to mobile camel-assisted walking safaris for tourism. The annual caravans involve participants, community members, and policymakers trekking to address issues like water scarcity, resource management, and conflict resolution, while also serving as a platform for cultural exchange and education. Camels have been a traditional mode of travel and transport for centuries in northern Kenya, carrying goods and people across the desert landscape, particularly for communities like the Gabra, Somali, and Turkana. Camel-assisted walking safaris are a popular tourist activity, where camels carry a lightweight camp, allowing guests to trek through remote areas that vehicles cannot access. Here, we reach the end of this video. Hope you liked it. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you soon. Goodbye.